Hey, it's Jennifer Hensley with Playmaker Coaching, and today we're talking about segmentation. It's our winning play that we're going into depth to today to walk you through what is it, why should you do it, and I know for many of you, the nuts and bolts somewhat about how to do it. So, first off, what is it? Sometimes we think that segmentation means that we're giving away clients or that we're not going to take care of clients and deliver on the promise we provided to them, but really, segmentation is just a way of classifying your client base so that you have a way to deliver the experience that your brand wants to deliver, that you can provide that value and you can understand really what are the needs of your client base and best serve them. So, a lot of times, it's really more about elevating that experience. And it's not that we have to give people away or we're not taking care of them. So we want to start there and dispelling that myth. If you think, hey, I shouldn't be segmenting, and the sooner you do it, the better. So even if you are a newer business owner in your first 5 years and you're like, hey, I don't have that many clients to segment, it's going to help you so much from day one because you know more about what you're trying to replicate, where you get the most energy and have the biggest impact, and simple little things in terms of being able to do some gifting or appreciation and things for your clients or the service levels you want to provide. You will quickly find that you can't do that for everyone. So that's a little bit about, just what it is. But why do we want to do it? Like I said, you can't do everything for everybody. And if you try to, inevitably you'll find that you're not able to deliver on your brand messaging the way you want. But let me give you a couple more specific things. Our data actually tells us that 13% is the percentage that your business can grow by just doing segmentation, of having that focus, having that system in place that has been shown in industry studies to be able to increase productivity by 13%. Hey, who wouldn't like something like that where it's not really that difficult? And we're going to show you how to not make it difficult to be able to see that growth in your business. In addition, some of the advisors we've worked with have shared with us that doing segmentation was one of the best things they ever did in their practice. But the key to it is it's not a one and done. Just like everything we talk about in marketing, it's about creating that system that is ongoing so that you don't do it once and find like, oh, spent all that time and effort, but now I haven't touched it. You got to make it work for you. So let's talk about how we can make sure that segmentation is really a win for you and a win for your clients. So, a win for your firm, it creates efficiency, productivity, scalability, and more profitability. And a win for your clients, more consistency in that experience that they should expect from you. Providing quality service, and right size services based off of their particular needs. I want you to think about it as far as, if you were, landscaping in your yard and you have some trees, if you never cut them back and you never do any pruning, you're going to stunt their growth. They're not going to be as healthy. So that's the same thing with your practice, is that you want to make sure that you're pruning. Like I said, it doesn't mean necessarily that you're getting rid of, but that you're caring for your practice so that you can continue to grow in a healthy way. So, how do we start to do segmentation? Well, it starts by defining your ideal client. One of the best ways to do this is to actually look at specific people, get specific about their names, who they are, picture them in your mind, and walk through what do you know about them, what makes them one of your best clients, their behavioral things, the financial things, where they came from, how you interact with them, what you know about them. Go through all of that. That makes it real and tangible, that it's not just something in my head. Oh, here's what makes a great client, but who are the people that actually, um, are demonstrating that. So, starting there, going through that example, you can use that information to define your ideal client. And you want to think about that in terms of several factors. You want to think about that in terms of business factors like revenue, household income, what market they're in, what their potential is. But you also want to think about it in terms of advocacy. Are they providing introductions to other people or supporting your business in ways that are meaningful to you? What is that relationship like? How do they view you? Do they view you as the trusted advisor, individual that you are? So you want to think about it in both fronts, and going through those exercises will help you to start to paint that picture. Remember, don't worry about getting everything perfect or feeling like you have to commit to this forever. It's about starting where you're at right now and then periodically coming back to this, and you can review it as your business will change. So ideally, you want to get to the point where your splits in terms of how many you have in each segment are roughly, it's the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle, right? That most of your revenue or 80% of revenue is going to come from your top 20%. So that looks like about, 89% of the revenue would be A plus. If we get really specific, 7% would be A, 3% B, 1% C in terms of the allocation. My opinion is always that you don't want your A plus to be so big that you really don't have capacity to bring on more and provide that level of brand experience to them that you want to provide. At the same time, if you decide, hey, I'm going to segment, I only have two A plus, I think you're going to find that even if you deliver an amazing, outstanding, unique experience, if it's still only to two people, it's going to be kind of limiting. You're only going to get so far because there's just not enough volume. So I say, usually trying to get somewhere more around like that 10 to 15 or so range is a good place to be thinking about in terms of your A plus group. So use that as a rule of thumb. So, how do you do it? What are some things that most advisors forget about, especially if you're within Northwestern Mutual? This is specifically for you. Talked to with a couple clients this past week. This has been a hot topic in terms of how do they start to deliver their experience? We have to start with our systems and segmenting. So, some of the things we forget about is one is we have to have a household set up for it to be able to use some of the system and tools and resources within NM Connect. So make sure that you've got a household set up that your contacts or clients, individual clients, are connected to in your CRM. Make sure you're thinking of capturing household income. Sometimes you probably have it in your discovery, meaning your fact finder information, but we're not getting it in the system. Make sure that we get that information in the system because that's going to really help create some efficiency in terms of how you go about segmenting. Define the market category. There's some options available for you, but more getting that in there will be really helpful longer term. And likability. So we talked about relationship. Do you have a really great relationship? Is it something where it's kind of neutral or, you just don't feel like you're quite jiving? You can capture that information as well. So getting all that information either up front or if you're trying to catch up right now, I say move forward as you're doing review meetings with your clients, start to input that information and catch up over time. So you don't have to stop everything and be like, oh, I got to tackle this. And it feels so heavy. Make it bite size, implement it going forward. Decide who's going to be responsible for getting that data and how you're going to get it in your system, and then how you're going to make sure that you fill in those gaps as you move forward for your clientele. So those are the 4 pieces of information. Not too hard, right? You probably have a lot of that. It's just a matter of getting it in your systems that will then help you to be able to get some automation to determine kind of what those households, the categorization looks like. You can still fine tune that, right? Going back to the 80-20 rule, it's going to get you 80% of the way there. You still have that option to use that other 20% of things that of like, this is so-and-so's brother, and they're going to be an A plus, even though they're not really an A plus on paper, or, this person has business that is in the works with me. So I'm going to treat them an A plus, even though they're not there. You always are going to have some of that, but our goal with everything is to kind of the 80-20 approach with it. So those are some of the steps. So look at your NM Connect. A lot of people don't even know that they have a dashboard available to them that will help give you some insights there that you can customize and start to segment your client base so that you have that classification that you can use to start to replicate your best clients, focus your energy and your effort, and deliver the brand experience that you want to provide to your clients. If you have questions about how to do that or need guidance on walking through some of the tools, we're always glad to help our clients through that process and are here to help you make sure that you have those systems that can make it very manageable to see the success that you want in your practice. So reach out to us at any time at playmakercoach.com. We're here to help you succeed with all the winning plays. We'll see you again next Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central. Hope to see you there. Oh, and P.S. bonus. We're actually going to be back tomorrow live talking about our 12 days of clients winners and some of the great things that's been going on this first part of January. So if you participated in that contest or you want to hear more about it because you missed out and you're like, I'm hearing buzz about it, stay tuned. Tomorrow, we're going to be back for a special bonus live segment at 12 noon. So we'll see you there.